from the All Indiana Podcast Network. It's Diversity Focus Today. Now, here's your host, Rickie Solid Gold Clark.
And welcome everyone to another edition of Diversity Focus Today. I'm your host, Rickie Solid Gold Clark. That's what they call me. We've got, of course, the lovely and talented Dr. T.
Hello.
And we've got a very special guest today. She's a legend. She's a historian. She's a personality.
Greatness.
You might recognize her.
Oh,
I'm sure you will. The one and only lovely Tina Cosby is joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tina, for being a
Good to be
part of
here
this.
with you, Rick.
Host
And
of
Doctor.
Thank you.
host of Community Connections that is aired on WTLC Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 on AM and FM, 1310 AM and
95.1 FM.
95.1 FM every day.
Every day.
2
Monday
hours
through
a
Friday.
day.
2 hours. 2 hours.
And we
a
were
day.
able to steal her for a
Yes.
little bit today.
Today.
Yes, I am so happy. You guys are the legends. I sit in the presence of legends today. So how could I not come in today? This is a wonderful thing. Yeah,
Thank you so much. Our program today is brought to you in part by Geno Shelton, who's celebrating his 40th anniversary
Yay.
in radio
Geno
here
get
at
live.
TLC, coming up the very end of September. In fact, it's part of the Circle City Classic that Friday and Saturday. Yeah. That's what he's doing. So it's going to be outstanding. You'll be able to see who's coming, and when you watch the commercial or listen to the commercial, depending on if it's TV or podcast, okay?
Okay.
So anyway, Tina, let's talk about Community Connection and Tina Cosby, who has a long history of being in the media, coming all the way from southern Indiana. Is it Madison, Indiana?
Oh my goodness!
See that, girl?
It is homework. He
Oh,
knows.
shoot.
Yeah, shucks.
Hey.
Madison, Indiana, down there around the Louisville area, southeastern Indiana, on the Ohio River. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You come from good stock. Good stock
Oh, thank
down
you.
there.
I think so.
Yes. So tell us more. How did you get in the business?
Oh, my goodness.
You probably heard that's.
Rick,
before.
the business got into me.
Oh.
Okay.
I did not choose broadcasting. It was never on my radar. Alan knows this story all too well, probably because I've told it I don't know how many times. But I wanted to be a doctor. I went to Indiana University as pre-med.
Okay.
I wanted to be a psychiatrist. And,
Ooh, okay.
but one of the things that you learn when you go to college is you have to take these things called electives.
Yes.
To
you
fill
do.
up, round you out, make you more rounded. And one of my electives that was available, because I was registering late, as always, wait until the last minute, was broadcast journalism writing.
Okay.
Broadcast journalism writing. I'm like, oh, I like to write, love to write. Always did. High school, did a lot of writing projects, and
Sure.
we even compiled some publications in high school, just writing. I said, oh, I like that. So I took a broadcast writing course, and then I said, I kind of like this, so I took another one. And then next thing I know, I'm taking, just as many broadcasting writing courses, because it was fascinating to me putting pictures with words,
Yeah.
or words with pictures. And I ended up taking some classes in the TCOM department. And I'd gotten to that point where, okay, it's time to stop. You got to concentrate now on your pre-med classes and things. Now, that was losing interest quickly. So one of the instructors said, hey, why don't you apply for an internship down around where you're from, down around Louisville?
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I can't apply for that because I'm pre-med. There's a lot of kids here that have been doing this all their, this is what they've always wanted. He said, just apply, Tina, just apply. I got it.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And the rest, as they say, was history,
It's
because
history.
I didn't want to. In fact, he told me, he said, if you get there and you start doing it and you don't like it, I will pay for you to catch up to the rest of your. He said, I'll pay for
wow.
it. And I said, you're that sure? He said, yeah, I'm that sure. He said, but don't take me for it. Don't take my word for it. You decide. And
Okay.
ended up being able to extend the internship, and that internship was the gateway to my first job, because
Oh.
I got to do some at that, what do they call them, resume, the tapes, they call them, you can put your tape
audition
together.
tapes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right.
And so
okay.
that's how it went. I just fell in love with it. I just started doing it, and it was all because of the writing. And what a lot of people don't understand, or truly don't seem to understand about television and news reporting and things of that nature, when you're on TV, you're on TV. That's 10% of what you've done all day.
Yeah.
That is the least of what you do.
Right.
The majority of what you do, you're questioning, you're researching, you're writing, you're editing, you're doing everything else so that by the end of the day, you can make the presentation, which is the culmination of everything you've done all day. So people are like, I want to get on TV. How do I get on TV? Can you write?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but write, can you read?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, why I got to read?
Comprehend.
Well, you have to do some research. You have to
Right.
do some, people don't know so much this.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and so everything that was behind being on TV, I loved. Being on TV, it was okay, you know, and I did it because it was part of the job. But it was everything else behind the scenes that drew me to it that I started doing. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that you know, and you're right. People don't realize. They think, oh, I see her on TV or I hear her on the radio, but they don't realize what goes into that. And you're right. It's like 10%. I mean, when I was on the air, you know, man, would you? Yeah, well, you got to read. First of
You don't
all,
just sit there and start talking.
yeah, right.
And that's what they think. Yeah.
And see, back in my day when I started, we did everything. So we were like the jock. We were the news person.
Yeah.
We were the janitor.
Yeah.
We did the commercials. We had, and so they give you come in there like a salesperson. Come in, man, I'm changing the script, but we don't have time to produce it. Can you read the script right here? So you have to take the script, and you can't read it like you're the news. You got to put some,
Emphasis and personality.
and they don't. People would,
Yeah.
folks come in there and back then they'd let anybody come in and audition, and so we'd have to work the controls while they come in and audition, and
Wow.
and they come back in there and say, okay, well, up or down, up, down. Mostly everything was down.
In addition to that, people think, oh, you're in media, so you did television, you do radio. Two completely separate
Yes,
things.
wow.
they are.
Rickie and Alan, you all have
they
no
are.
idea. My learning curve was just like, because I think I talked to Alan once not too long after I started over there and said, Alan, it goes 1,000 miles a minute. I don't have time to catch my breath or to keep up or whatever. Because in television, there's a lot of preparation.
Yes.
And you have prep time. In radio, it's instinctive. Some of
That's
it is
it.
instinctive.
Boom, boom, boom,
Boom, boom, boom.
And
And
it
so
could
you go.
change. You're going one direction, and your caller comes and calls in,
And
you
goes another.
okay.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and which I always admired about Amos Brown, who, of course, you took over his show after Amos passed. Amos would come in the morning at 8:30 with a stack of newspapers.
Oh, my goodness.
A stack every day.
Yes.
A stack of and he
should
would
see it.
read
Wow.
every last one of those articles.
Oh, wow.
So he would be well versed
And everything.
about what's going on nationally, internationally, and of course locally. And I'm sure they call you. Folks would call and give him information. So he had his little notebook. Okay, I got this, and make sure, because he was Dr. Brown and Dr. Amos Brown. He was, and I'd sit there and because we'd have staff meeting at 9:00. And they were a stickler. Don't come in there at 9:01. If so, you're going to get chewed out. 9 a.m. So everybody would try to get there 10 minutes, 15 minutes prior and be, because they were
You should have
stickler.
seen his files, Rickie, and Dr. T. You should. They were just like this.
Wow.
And
Now
and when
he
I went
carry it
in
in the phone.
Yeah, now we carry it all in the phone. But he was very
Wow.
concrete. And the other thing is, I didn't. Directly take over for Amos Brown. There were 5 years between. Amos passed in 2015. I didn't take over until 2019.
They had to
There were
find the right
several
person.
hosts that had done that show that had taken over. I think the one that took over directly for Amos, I can't remember. But anyway, there was Reverend Jones.
Yeah.
There, who else was there? There were several. Tish, Terry Durrett,
Yeah.
Tony Lamont did it for a
Yeah.
while. So there were like 5 years and several people who had taken over for Amos. But when I started doing the show, the only commonality was after 5 years was that I was doing that Amos time slot. But a lot of people say you took over for Amos, and
Yeah.
You don't
Because
say that
Amos
way.
was,
but
it was
was
his
5
show.
years, and that and maybe it's the time slot or what have you. But
Yeah.
So
there were a lot of folks in between.
I was thinking when you both mentioned about the research and everything that goes into television, in today's time, both being in broadcasting and TV and radio, what do you think has the greater influence, the television on the community or the community on the television, like far as that storyline? they say the Epstein files. We'll talk about it. And then I was even watching Meet the Press this past weekend, and they were saying their dialogue. They said, well, they want us to talk about this. And I'm thinking, well, who's dictating what the panel talks about or what they're presenting on the show based on what the community and the world is talking about? Are they just kind of reflecting, where's that? Well, we should talk about this, but we're not because this is a headline for a bait or ratings, or is it just, no, the community wants to hear this story. Hence, social media, I believe, provides other outlets so people can find what they want to listen to.
I think a lot of what we react to is social media driven. Does that make sense? Because a lot, and I think it's a combination of everything that you're saying. But I've seen newscasts, national mainstream newscasts say, this is trending on social right now, and then they'll make a story out and become more. So I really do think social media is driving a lot of that. But everything else that you said, I think it's all a combination. But we cannot just take out the tremendous impact that social has on everything.
And I think it even started prior to social was cable television. I think when cable television came in, it gave a wider, broad beyond just the
more
community.
Choices. Yeah,
more choices. So I think that was a prelim to social media with all these extra free channels and networks that come in.
That's true.
Well.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I did see a documentary about
landscape changing concepts that CNN.
Yeah.
Started it all. Yeah,
and
that's a good question.
So that leads into my next question.
Okay,
I'm
go
ahead. Psychologist kind of. So you work in the community, and your show is based on community. So are you representing things that's happening within Indy on your show, or are they contacting you to say, hey, this is what's coming up, let's talk about it?
Again, all of the above. You kind of get a feel for what's going on, and then sometimes you use the old news guidelines of what affects the most people at this particular time, the impact,
the audience.
Of the audience, And while, to give you an example, city county council meeting, it's not exciting, it's not sexy or whatever, but it's going to affect you,
right?
Because so you need to know about it.
Right.
So sometimes you have to force feed things to people in the public interest because it's going to affect them and impact them. Other times it's fun to talk about the Colts or the fever or the Indians or the arts, butter, the art. Right. Everybody's getting free advertising.
Yeah.
But
it's all right.
But sometimes it's fun so you just kind of get a feel. And what I just try to balance it out. I don't try to overload on politics. I don't try to overload on sports and entertainment. I try to keep it. And then sometimes we do all entertainment. We just do it for fun because you need a break from the intensity of something coming at you all the time, 1,000 miles an hour, and that's just all of us.
It is, because some people be like, I don't want to watch TV. I don't watch news. It's too much, and they'll go and they'll scroll.
But they're looking at their handheld computers, which is even faster than the speed of sound coming in.
Right.
So, and sometimes I don't think people realize that. It's like you don't want to watch TV, but you've got your handheld computer that's giving you the world.
Access.
So you're doing the same. So
that is true.
Yeah.
True. See, so, but we got to take a break now, don't we? Yeah, we do. We've got to talk to you about Geno Shelton's 40th anniversary. So we'll be right back with our guest Tina Cosby in just a few moments.
DJ Geno presents the Funk Fest, Friday, September 26th, with Doug E. Fresh. The Funk Fest with Confunction, and it's all the way live with Lakeside. There's more with Midnight Star, plus Al Hudson and One Way. Then September 27th, it's the Classic Comedy Jam. 2 shows at 7:30 and 11, starring D. Ray Davis. Plus, Just Hilarious, Earthquake, Tony Roberts, and Amber James. Get tickets at the box office and Ticketmaster.
And welcome back to Diversity Focus Today. I'm your host, Rickie Clark. Our guest today, along with Dr. T, who's not a guest, she's a regular, is the one and only talented and lovely Tina Cosby, who is agreed to be on the program. She's, of course, the host of Community Connection that is aired on WTLC every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., 1310 on AM and 95.1
on the FM.
95.1 on the FM. So we were able to get her over and be a part of our program today. It's all about the conversation and keeping folks informed. We constantly pound on our program, vote. Register to vote. Register to vote. If
Even
you're
more
not
so
registered to
now.
vote, yes.
With the redistricting
Yes.
that
Yeah.
they're doing.
Yeah,
going
that,
back
that
and
Indiana
forth.
probably is going to be on board for.
Well,
We don't know
I
yet.
saw some backlash just recently in the headlines from some of the Republicans about it.
Yeah, they don't wanna-
Yeah, they're you're right. You're absolutely there. Some of them now. Some of the contingent in D.C. is in favor of
Right.
it, but some of the wider the body, the Republican body here down at the State House, they're kind of leery of it.
They don't
But-
want redistricting. 'Cause
No,
that-
they-
that-
But
they already
that's
got
what
the
I
Because
heard.
it can
Majority
backfire
anyway.
on them.
Yeah,
Right.
you already got
Seven.
You've got 9 people, and you've got 7 of those
Yes,
positions. We
yes.
the Democrats
Right.
only have 2 here in
Right.
Indiana
And it's
in
like
Congress.
you feel like you're cheating at that point.
Well,
What are you
yeah.
trying to grab? But then that's why I say it goes back to voting. Just because they redraw a line doesn't mean you
Yeah.
have to vote
Yeah.
that color. Or that
But you know,
idea.
what we need to do is, and I've said this for the last 3 years, maybe 4 years, we've got to. Indiana doesn't have a voter registration problem. Indiana has a voter participation
True
problem.
that.
Exactly.
And so, if we don't say register and vote, then
Right.
we've got to complete the phrase. We've
True
got to
that.
complete the
That's what
action.
we've
Good
been
idea.
doing.
And I
Yeah.
say it all the
And
time.
go.
Yeah,
I
and
think
go and
Alan
take
said
somebody
that.
with you.
Don't forget.
And
That's
don't
what-
forget and take somebody with you. So
Alan
that
said
is
that
one of
once
the things
before.
we say on the show all the time. Register and vote and take somebody with you. You know, grab somebody and bring them with you because
hey, right.
it's important. If you've never seen it before, you've seen it now.
Right.
And with each passing day, each passing week, month, we're all seeing the results of elections. Elections have consequences. I mean,
That's
it's a saying, but it's true.
And-
So if you like it or if you don't like it, you got to register and vote.
And vote.
And I have my children at the booths with me at
Oh,
early
good,
age.
good, yeah.
So they saw the process, and even
Yeah.
honestly, I don't want to put my son out there, but with his first year of voting,
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to vote really. That was the first time I ever didn't want to vote because I
Really?
couldn't really decide. But he was up at 5:30. Let's go. I'm like, let's go.
Love
What?
it, love
we
it.
going to vote? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes,
See, you
But
trained
he
him well.
waited. I know, but that was like the light on. Like wow, he
Yeah.
just saw it, and when we went and vote for during the Barack period and all that,
Yeah.
they were there. They saw the process at a young age. So I even say get your kids involved, get
Yeah.
your teenagers involved, get those young adults involved to go with you.
But indeed, my kids used to say, "Are we getting ready to go boat?" They called it boating.
Vote.
I said, "Yeah, we're
Vote,
gonna
vote.
boat." And I had them in the booths with me when
Yeah.
we had booths. I had them in the infancy. I like you, took them all the time. You know, there's so many. Indiana, it doesn't make it any easier that Indiana is one of the more difficult states in which to vote.
Yeah.
You know, the voter ID. You know, all of the other stuff that goes into it. Now the state legislature, not too one of the most recent sessions, they changed voting as well, where you can no longer, you have to use a number or something for a mail-in vote. I don't have the
Okay.
exact, you know which
Yeah.
one I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know,
but
but I don't know everything about that.
It's
yeah.
another step along the way to make voting more
And
difficult.
then the
Yes.
college
And then
students,
college students,
can't,
yeah.
can't
Yeah,
use their
come on.
ID, student ID.
Yeah, they have
Right.
to have a state-issued ID.
ID.
Well, colleges are from, kids from everywhere. So.
Yeah.
But Indiana, the legislature, that's why voting counts, and if we could change the face of the legislature, we might be able to get some things in place. Like there's some states that you can register on the day you vote.
Yes.
You can
Yeah.
register, and that makes it
Oh,
so much easier.
I have a good story about
Oh,
that.
go, please, do tell,
So
tell.
my mom, rest in peace, when this last election, November, I asked her, Mom, you want to vote? Nah. She used to do mail-in voting. I didn't even know she was registered. But the fact is, she didn't want, she was still homebound and stuff. But I was like, I'm going to vote. She watched the debate. She said, I said, what do you want to do? She said, I want to vote tomorrow. She wanted to vote after, like, when it came time to voting. And I was like, okay. So then all of a sudden, I couldn't find her ID. I was like, well, Mom, where your ID? And I'm looking, she couldn't look, but I'm looking. And I was like, so I had to call the state to say, well, my mom doesn't have her ID. And the one that I do have her old address because she had been assisted living, yada, yada. What could I do? Well, you can go down and get a license, even a temporary ID that same day and vote. So I put her in the wheelchair, put her in the car, got her ID taken, and went to the voting registration.
Good.
And she voted.
Wow.
That was the last thing she did.
Wow.
She wants to vote now, and that's what she wanted. And it was the whole day was me looking for her ID with the current address, and then getting her to the BMV to take the ID to go vote.
Yeah, and that's
So yes,
a beautiful
you can
thing.
do it
You
the
can do
same
it the
day.
same.
And she was 74.
So in certain instances, it can be done on the same day.
Definitely.
Oh, that's good to know.
Definitely. Even
That's
if it's
great.
an ID, like you forgot to change your ID address in the middle of the year, or forgot or lost it.
That's great.
Yes,
that
it
is
happened.
fantastic.
It happened that same day.
You know,
ID
vote. The interesting thing, and we have to share the history of the vote with our younger African Americans and how difficult it was for those that came before us to be able to vote and why they fought so hard to vote. And I remember growing up in small town Indiana, as Rick has described, down in Madison, Indiana. But it was a huge thing in the black community. It was a small black community, but it was an active black community. And when I say election day was a huge thing, my grandfather had a business. And he was also in politics. He was on the city, to this day, remains the only black African American that's ever been on the city council in Madison. But anyway, he would have like people frying fish, food. He'd get folks in the neighborhood to drive up and get some of the seniors, pick them up. And those seniors, even then, my grandfather's seniors, they had their shirts and ties. And,
Oh, wow.
I mean, the sense of pride
That's right.
that there
Did
was
they have
about.
ballots at the churches?
Huh?
Did they have ballot boxes at the churches then?
I
Like
think
to
they
go
were all
there?
going to a school or
School?
something, if I'm
Okay.
not
Yeah.
mistaken. But there were younger people, and somebody would call and say, "Well, Mr. Charlie, so and so needs a ride," and he'd get either my uncles or my brother, somebody, or my dad. Hey, go up there and get on 6th Street and get so and so. They need a ride to the polls, and old ladies would be dressed up, and they'd have how they
And
carry
the
their purses
pearls.
on their
Oh,
arms.
I can
And
see
they got their
that.
pearls and their big old heels and them
Yeah.
real thick stockings.
Yeah.
But, they would wear these real thick stockings. But they were proud.
Yes.
They just felt like you would have thought that somebody even thought it was Christmas Day.
Wow.
And the energy and the celebration around it, because it was something so hard fought and achieved that they felt, hey, I matter, and my
right.
voice matters, and my vote counts. Somehow we've lost it. We got to restore that somehow. I don't know how, but I think one step at a time makes a difference.
That's true.
So.
That's true. Just the training. Parents need to be able to train their children to that sort of thing.
Make it into a family affair. Start young with your kids. Bring them to the booth with you. Go through that process.
Well, we also have to examine our own behavior
True that.
with
Yeah.
voting,
Yeah.
because a lot of us
Do it
we
every
don't
time.
vote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you
Sometimes.
don't feel like it, I had to. I had to get up that day
Yeah,
and do it.
we have to develop a little bit more sense of urgency behind that,
Even
because
now.
yeah, the
more than
midterms.
ever
I
now.
can't wait to see the
Even
midterms.
more
Yes.
relevant
Me
than
too.
anything.
Because-
more than the president,
Yeah.
even now.
Midterms
This is-
are historically participation is historically low.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the next midterm cycle. I just don't know, but I think that it's going to be historic.
It should.
I'm hoping
It
maybe.
should, because the Constitution is really.
Yeah. Plus, this administration has pretty much messed with so many
On
people,
different
and each and
levels.
every day it's something. I mean, one of my neighbors, who's been working for the federal government for almost 40 years, she's like in tears. She's going to retire, but she's lost so many of her friends that are now calling her, asking, "Can you sign my papers for a loan? Can you know where I can
Huh?
get?" Well, because their money has run out,
Oh, oh.
and being unemployed. And then the other thing, he messed around with unemployment, because some of the states, it used to be simple. If you get unemployed, you go down there. But the Trump administration and even some of these governors, especially in the Republican states, have really made it difficult for people to get unemployment. And it's no fault of theirs that they got laid off. It's
Yeah.
the federal government, the president said, "Oh, we don't need this, we don't," or Elon Musk or whatever, which he's been awful quiet too. Even though he got this huge raise
That's why
from
he's
his board of
quiet. They
directors.
shut him down.
Huh?
They shut him down. They shutting him up with a huge raise.
Huge raise, okay.
I ain't gonna say nothing either.
Run
We
this
have-
company,
we
get
have
out
to
of
do it
government.
From a local, everything has to come from a local level,
Yes,
and
we gotta
that's
do
where it
that.
all starts. And so if we,
Bottom up.
yep, bottom up. If we
So-
do that,
That's where
we're gonna
seeds
be
are
okay.
planted in the dark at the bottom.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah, they have to do
And
it.
make it fly. Well, Doc, anything else you got? We got about 3 minutes.
Thank you for having me. I have enjoyed it.
See, rest. You can just kind of relax and just be yourself. We're so happy to have you here.
So happy to be here. And again, I want both of you to come and visit with me.
Definitely.
Okay,
Oh,
most definitely.
Alan
Yeah.
too, like I said, if he
Yes,
can
he
get
need a
away.
show of his
I don't know.
own.
Alan has so many hats that he wears every day. It's hard for him to get away. Or a short, short of your own, right? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So we certainly wanted
And
to
then
do
go
that.
to our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
On Diversity
Oh,
Focus
yeah.
Today with Rickie Clark, our Facebook channel, and GoFundMe. We also still
Yeah,
have that
tell the
out
folks
there.
how to do that. Doc knows.
Facebook, I think, is on there. However, you keep it at the top, but you can go to
Facebook,
Facebook
okay.
with Rickie Clark. Diversity Focus Today.
With Rickie
But
Clark. Or just Diversity Focus
Yeah,
Today?
Diversity Focus
See,
Today.
Dr. T handles all that
Well,
stuff. I follow her lead on
okay.
that.
Yeah, and then the
Dr. T.
other one, YouTube is Diversity Focus Today with Rickie Clark, because Brian had set that up, and you had
Brian
already
Wallace, our
had,
other-
right? You had already had
Yeah.
Facebook with just Diversity Focus Today,
Okay.
as your magazine,
Right.
So that's why the name's kind of different. So
Okay.
And we on all Indiana podcasts on Wish TV.
On
channel
Wish
as
TV,
well.
and we air on Wish TV
2 o'clock
Saturday
on
night, Sunday morning, as I describe it,
Sundays.
at 2 in the a.m.
Yes.
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm up.
Yeah.
You up?
I'm up.
And then
If you
the,
miss it, you could on YouTube.
On
and-
YouTube,
and your
yeah.
piano phrase, I love it.
Oh, we got time for that, and we
You
still got
do?
time. I think we should got
I
less than
thought
2
he-
minutes.
I
But
thought he said, "Oh, okay, I'm
See?
feeling it. I shouldn't. I stay on my side. I'm,
Still listening.
I
I got
I'm
the time
learning
checks
as I
over here.
go. I thought
So,
he didn't
yeah.
do like this though. He was like, okay. I see.
yeah, no, we still got we get some time to fill up a little bit there. But yeah, so those are the places, and the GoFundMe. They can just go there to
Yep,
either one of
Facebook
those.
and YouTube. Yep.
Because we're the only, at least in this particular area, and, the government, of course, is trying to do away with diversity, period.
Yeah.
So we need your help, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to maintain and stay on the air. And so you'll have a voice, because our voice is your voice,
That's what
and
we
your
want, a
voice is our
diverse-
voice.
Love it.
Anybody.
Yeah.
We want everybody's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always worth having a conversation. The difference is it's worth conversation. Whether you agree or disagree,
Yeah.
it's about having a conversation and a
Right.
safe place to do so. So I didn't bite, right? Because we trying to get Braun on here.
Oh, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Mike Braun, the governor, yeah.
Oh,
His press
wow.
secretary reached out and asked if, can we want
The
you
press
on our, to be
press
on
release.
press release. Can we
It's like,
get your email so we
come on
can, you
inside.
can be on our, so yeah, okay.
Okay, it's-
So the
hey.
governor's listening. He's aware of us. And she said, yeah, we yeah.
Okay.
She didn't want to come out and say, well, yeah, yeah.
So we still had that open invite.
Yeah,
And
the
we
governor,
like to
we're waiting.
Have more content.
Yeah,
on
the
both
president, if he
sides.
wants to fly in
Oh,
here,
we
the
should've
vice
grabbed
president.
Vance when he was here.
Now, you
Yeah.
know what? He would probably do the show maybe before the governor.
Yeah,
do a
that's true.
video
Yeah, he
with
All right.
Trump.
I think we got less than 30, so we're gonna. I'm supposed to say it takes both black and white keys of a piano to play the Star Spangled Banner. So with that thought in mind, we out.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.